A man goes on a rampage in Payson, beating one person with a sledgehammer, then attacking several children at a nearby daycare.
He turned and jumped the fence and attacked kids, throwing kids and then attacked her.
The search for the man seen in this video as a community is still gripped by fear. Residents upset about plans to rezone land near a future Latter-day Saint temple are fighting back tonight. How much longer they have to gather signatures and why some people want them to stop.
I'm meteorologist Allison Krogan, and I'm tracking our smoky skies and a very hot weekend ahead. Your forecast is coming up.
Should Salt Lake City stay orange or move to yellow for the risk of COVID-19? Why the legislature and Salt Lake Mayor Aaron Mendenhall don't see eye to eye.
We're checking in on the Utah Humane Society. It's been a long 5 months. Here tonight, how things are better, not just for the staff, but for the animals as well.
Good evening, I'm Kelly Chapman. We start with a developing story in Payson, where the search continues tonight for a man accused attacking several people, including young children. This happened this morning near 500 North and 600 East in Payson. Fox 13's Haley Higgins is there live tonight. Haley, people in that community must be still under pressure knowing the suspect has not yet been caught.
Yeah, he is still on the loose. It's very frightening, especially for the daycare owner. I spoke to her earlier today. Now, she told us that 3 children that were in her care ended up going to the hospital, as well as her next door neighbor who lives here. He was hit several times with a sledgehammer and is in critical condition.
Pretty horrendous situation here in Payson today.
Neighbors still try to grasp on how a quiet morning turned so violent.
I mean, he was running fast in socks.
This video shows the man police say beat another man with a sledgehammer and then punched children and 2 more adults at a home daycare next door. 9-year-old Genevieve Pierre says the man escaped by running in front of her home.
Right as he ran past, I thought he was like running away because he kept looking back.
An older neighbor saw him too.
I was leery of him because he acted like he was on some type of drugs or induced something, because he was just acting nuts, just screaming out of his head, "Wake up, I know you're in there," and stuff, and just walking down the middle of the street.
A victim tells Fox 13 she looked outside of the window of her at-home daycare and saw the suspect beating up her neighbor with the sledgehammer.
The daycare owner stepped out and said, hey, stop that. And he turned and jumped the fence and attacked kids, throwing kids and then attacked her.
Several children were punched, as well as the victim and her adult daughter.
It scares us, for sure. It makes you sick that some coward, attacks little children like that.
The victim says 3 children went to the hospital and are back home with their families. Meanwhile, the man hit with a sledgehammer underwent emergency surgery and is in critical condition.
I just wonder what this world's coming to.
We feel safe here. We have felt safe here. I don't know that that's the case anymore.
Now, I asked the victim, and she says she does not know the man or why he would attack her or her neighbors or the children. She says her husband tells me that they do not feel safe here and don't plan on staying the night until the suspect is captured. Now, if you recognize him, if you know anything about what happened today, you're urged to give Payson Police a call. Reporting live in Payson tonight, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A bizarre and scary situation there, Haley. Thank you. The clock is ticking to gather signatures for a referendum in Tooele County over a proposed Latter-day Saint temple development. Fox 13's Lauren Steinbrecher joins us with why the issue has now become a sore spot in the community, also how the church is responding. Lauren.
Yeah, Kelly, so it basically would be right in this field here in Erta that you can see right now. Used to have some hay, would have the temple in the future, and potentially a walkable community all around it. Now, referendum sponsors say they are so close to hitting their signature gathering goal, but there are others who do not want them to get that referendum through.
Hi, how are you guys?
Kicking into high gear for home stretch.
Really close, yes.
Trying to gather enough signatures.
You guys know what this is about?
To put an issue on the Tooele County ballot.
I read something online about like the housing and stuff.
In a nutshell, it's about a proposed community development in Erda, planned by a real estate affiliate of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The county commission allowed the land to be rezoned to allow for higher density housing. Referendum sponsors worry.
If this is allowed to happen, then all of Erda will be rezoned by other developers, so it's going to set a precedent.
The development is meant to surround the future Tooele Valley Utah Temple and includes single-family homes, a 55-plus adult community, walking trails, and parks. The referendum only focuses on the zoning of the community development, not the temple. But church members say stake presidents have been sending out letters.
This is one plan, that these two things go together, that the one is integral to the other.
Brent Rose even wrote one of his own letters urging people not to sign. A church spokesperson told Fox 13 a referendum to oppose the neighborhood development may ultimately delay or alter construction of the temple, which Brent worries will happen.
If this goes to an election and it's voted down, then we have a really good chance of losing an opportunity to have a really wonderful blessing in our valley.
Legally, they're two separate things, and if the church chooses to tie them together, that is on the church.
Referendum sponsors like Allison Kipp argue for them this is not about faith.
Thanks so much for coming by. We appreciate it.
It's about the legislative process.
The majority of our sponsors are church members, so it has nothing to do with the church or the Mormon faith for any of us. It has everything to do with protecting our rural community.
Referendum sponsors are going to be out again tomorrow for that last day. I'm told they're going to be at Home Depot as well as the Walmart in Tooele, gathering those signatures that they will then turn in on Monday. Live in Erda, Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Thanks, Lauren. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is responding to a Fox 13 investigation into a policy that the church promoted in a letter to leadership last week. That policy prevents leaders from getting involved in court cases without first speaking to church legal counsel. A spokesperson for the church went on to say the purpose of the policy is to urge leaders not to participate. When we asked what would happen if a leader were to not follow the guideline, the church sent us this response saying, quote, "The church acknowledges agency. As such, policy adherence is not compulsory. These are volunteers, part of a one-of-a-kind ministry, just trying to do their best." You can watch the full investigation on our website, fox13now.com. Bountiful police received multiple reports, of a cougar sighting today. That cougar was spotted at Mill Creek Park. Police did search the area with the help of the Division of Wildlife Resource officers, also tracking dogs. They came up empty, though. No signs of the mountain lion, but they did want to give residents just a heads up that one had been seen in the area. If you do see a cougar in this park or anywhere else, they say stay a safe distance away and call 911. Good idea there. Hey, we're all going to be really hot this weekend. Wildlife, humans, no matter who. There's going to be a difficult time, I think, escaping the heat, Kristen.
Oh, my goodness.
Allison, pardon me, Allison.
Hey, that's all right. My first week here on the evening show.
That's right.
Unfortunately, I'm forecasting an extremely, extremely hot weekend ahead. So, you know what? Somebody else take the blame for these temps because I don't want anything to do with them. We've got 85 right now on this Friday night here in Salt Lake City. For Ogden, 82 right now, and down in Provo. Speaking of cougars, we've got 78 degrees right now. Wind is pretty light right now. It was a little bit smoky out there across northern Utah this morning, but it's still very smoky across eastern Utah. Temps right now up in the mountains feeling great in Park City at 67. 77, that perfect temperature in Tooele. Mid-70s for Logan right now, 70 for Bear Lake. Beautiful this time of year. And those temperatures down in St. George still about 100 degrees. Now there is an excessive heat warning in place for southern Utah. We're going to join that excessive heat warning on Sunday, and that's going to be in place including the Wasatch Front through next Thursday at midnight, Thursday 12 a.m. So Wednesday night into Thursday. There's an excessive heat watch over in Nevada, and then even for the mountain valleys here across northern Utah, a heat advisory. We're keeping things pretty dry and also a nice evening here along the Wasatch Front in the 70s through the rest of the night until tomorrow morning. We drop into the 60s. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 9.
You have
seniors relying on the medication they get. You have veterans relying on, on their medications from the VA. And it just goes against everything the carriers believe in.
Changes in the way mail is delivered across the nation could cause some big delays in some of your packages. We'll show you what to expect.
A new sense of normal. We've heard it maybe too many times, but it truly is here at the Utah Humane Society. Tonight, we're looking into how they've brought things back, plus looking back at where they've been.
And Utah leading the way, the first round of high school football highlights later in sports.
Before long, school bells will begin to ring. Our Safely Back to School initiative shares the latest news, plus gives tips for a safe and successful school year, all in one convenient location. Safely Back to School, sponsored by Waterford Upstart. Watch non-stop local news wherever you stream. Just search KSTU Fox 13 on the Roku or Fire TV channel store and get the free app. Now, you have access to live local news plus recorded stories you may have missed. Fox 13 News is streaming live.
We're still here, planning for safety, social distancing, and ready to serve the world's finest beef, freshest seafood, and best value. When you're ready for legendary steaks and epic service, Christopher's Prime and Sonoma Wine Bar will be ready. Delicious, can still be safe.
Summer is here. Bring on the epic savings at the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event. Right now, find great deals on every SUV and sedan, including more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota. Plus, get complimentary maintenance for 3 years and America's best warranty. Hurry in and save at the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months or up to $2,500 total savings on the Sonata or Elantra, only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
They're slow, and there's insurance companies slow. After you're hurt, never go it alone. Call Siegfried and Jensen today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call. Summer may be coming to a close, but there's still time to make memories in a cabin loaded with connected tech and in-drive entertainment. Enjoy non-stop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the last of the 2020 models at the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Save $3,000 on Nissan Rogue or save $2,000 on the 2020 Nissan Kicks.
And we're going digital. If you'd like to recognize someone, go to fox13now.com and click on the Dream Team section.
Thank you.
We hope to see you soon.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
The Utah Department of Health reported 552 new cases of COVID-19 Friday and 7 new deaths. They say the number of new cases is artificially high today because 144 are from delayed lab tests in July. The 7-day rolling average stands at 369 per day. The percent of positive tests is now at 8.8%. 5 of the deaths today occurred in Salt Lake County and 1 each in Utah and San Juan counties. The total COVID death toll in Utah is now 360. We continue to follow the ways your children are going safely back to school. And new tonight, the Utah Department of Health is clarifying the standards for face masks in schools. As we've reported, face masks must be worn by all students and faculty on school property or on the school bus. But now, this new health order from the state says that face masks must also be worn even if someone is able to physically distance themselves from others. The state's new health order also talks about face shields, saying face masks still need to be worn as well, except when the ability to see someone's mouth is essential for communication. One Utah school is taking learning to the great outdoors. Teachers at the Salt Lake Center for Science Education don't want kids to lose out on learning, so they're creating outdoor classrooms. There are 10 spots right there on campus that they've selected. They say they have plenty of shade, also room to practice social distancing, as well as Wi-Fi access. Today, they prepped one of the classrooms where students can learn in a safe environment.
It's certainly like the safest place for teachers and for students to be right now. It also can be a really good enriching space anyway, and so we're hoping that this is something sort of positive that we can create out of tough times.
Now, that teacher, Shay Wickelson, believes they've created a template right now that other schools in the Salt Lake City district can follow and also create their own outdoor spaces for learning. Your elected lawmakers are gearing up for another special session of the legislature. They're dealing now with more of the COVID-19 pandemic. Fox 13's Ben Winslow is on Capitol Hill with a preview of that. Also, how Salt Lake City could see changes when it comes to COVID-19 restrictions.
Very important that we actually keep the golden goose that lays the golden egg going.
Political leaders are drafting a big list of potential bills for a special session of the Utah State Legislature. The Senate president says it'll focus a lot on economic recovery.
I actually think we'll probably be trying to take care of some of the unintended consequences that maybe were created and maybe backfill in a few spots. But generally speaking, we'll be looking at CARES money funding.
Republican leaders are touting a new ranking that puts Utah as #1 for economic outlook.
We're seeing good numbers now, aren't we? I mean, good numbers from ALEC as far as economic outlook for us, but also good pandemic numbers. We're seeing our case counts go down. So we're hopeful as we make the transition out of the pandemic that Utah's economy is poised with the best economic outlook in the country for recovery, and I think we'll have a good recovery in Utah.
Meanwhile, a legislative commission dedicated to reopening Utah is recommending COVID-19 restrictions be loosened for Salt Lake City. It's the only place in Utah still in orange.
The commission would, if Salt Lake City chooses to, we would very definitely support their move to go to yellow.
Mayor Erin Mendenhall tells Fox 13 she has no plans to make a change just yet. In a statement, she says Salt Lake City data is showing improvement, but there's still some hot spots, and the recommendation from public health experts is to keep it in orange until there are additional improvements. Governor Gary Herbert told Fox 13 he won't make any changes to the COVID-19 risk level until they see how back-to-school plans work out. The Senate president says he doesn't see changing the rest of the state.
Most of the state's been at green and yellow, and I think that's helped our economy move forward. And there's functionality, I think, in both green and yellow. So I don't see a lot of changes happening in that for a while.
The special session of the Utah State Legislature will begin next week. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, tough times. It was back in March. The Utah Humane Society told Fox 13 they just didn't know how they were going to keep their lights on. COVID-19 related layoffs and major changes followed. And tonight, as Fox 13's Sydney Glenn shows us, it seems like they found the light at the end of a dark tunnel.
There's loud ones and quiet ones, big ones and small ones.
One of my cats is pretty chunky like that.
Each animal is unique.
These guys are amazing. They used to be someone's pets. They just got lost.
Spencer Bettinson loves her job. She gets to cuddle puppies like Mary.
It's been really rewarding.
But until very recently, Mary wouldn't be here. She'd still be in a shelter in Arizona. Now, the Utah Humane Society is once again bringing in animals from other states.
While it has been nice to have a quiet shelter, it's also hard to have a quiet shelter because you know that these empty kennels were full once upon a time.
Each person that's in here looking at an animal from near or far is part of something amazing too.
We feel like things are almost back to normal. If you can say that, we just wear a lot more masks.
The Utah Humane Society had to downsize majorly when the pandemic began, cutting staff, limiting animal intake, and even cutting back on vet services for a little while. And those tough decisions have paid off.
Now we've been able to rebuild, bring the staff back, bring a lot of the animals back in.
Helping to make this quiet shelter loud like it used to be, with all the different animals and quirky ones that are just waiting to be pets once again.
Being able to help shelters that do have full kennels, that do have loud shelters, and being able to bring them in here and know that they're getting adopted quickly has been amazing.
The Utah Humane Society needs people like you to come in and adopt their animals, to volunteer, and they also need donations. We have more information on our website, fox13now.com. In Murray, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Such good news for the shelter. All right, let's turn to weather now. Take a look at this. Some people decided to beat the heat by going out to Liberty Park in Salt Lake City. Few of them in the shade, those ones in the sun. Yeah, your group, you're going to have to move over under a tree.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not beating the
No,
the heat is still out there.
Allison Krogan has our first alert forecast, a very sizzling forecast headed into the weekend.
Yeah, so if you want to go to the park, I would absolutely recommend doing that in the first half of the day because the next few afternoons, it's going to be really, really hot. hot. Today, though, it wasn't too bad. We ended up reaching only 93 degrees here in Salt Lake City, which is pretty close to average. 106 was the high in St. George. So yeah, it was a hot day, but it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. I also wanted to check our rain so far this month, which was easy to do because it's been absolutely nothing. A normal month to date would be about a 1/4 inch of rain, and it's a lot less than last year. We had about 1/2 an inch of rain at this point in the month. So our big story today has been smoky conditions. If you've gone out for a walk or you had to run some errands today, or maybe you're still going into an office, you might have kind of tasted that smoke, right? There's quite a few wildfires happening across the country, several large ones. That's what's on the map right here. The smoke analysis is so interesting. I love being able to see where it's the worst. I mean, I don't love it for Moab, but that's where we've had hazy sky this morning and this afternoon. It has improved a little bit as we've looked at the cameras over the last few hours, and obviously now that it's dark outside right now, we don't have a good camera view, but I was looking at those sunset shots over towards Castle Valley, and it looks like it wasn't quite as hazy as it was earlier in the day, but still noticeable over towards Hanksville up through Green River. And so we're going to head into this evening, and we're going to have those temperatures that are pretty comfortable. Mid-80s currently for Salt Lake City, 79 in Draper, 78 on Provo, down in Provo right now, 63 for Alta, 67 up in Morgan, and down in St. George, it's still really hot at about 100 degrees. So for your Saturday, it's going to be even hotter. Top headlines for you guys: smoke from several wildfires across the country are impacting Utah, so not just within our state boundaries. Chance for a few isolated thunderstorms over the mountains. Didn't see a whole lot today. And near record or record high temperatures through next week. I think the worst of it's going to be arriving Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be really, really hot here across the state. Right now, the wind's not too bad, and it's pretty variable. We've got fairly light to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's not bad, and actually we like a little bit of wind when we've got the really hot temperatures. So if you're in the shade and you've got a nice breeze, it can actually feel pretty nice out there. Now, it's not going to feel as nice with an excessive heat warning starting later this weekend, and that'll be in place until next Thursday at 12 a.m. Over in Nevada, an excessive heat watch, and then even for our mountain valleys, a heat advisory through Thursday at 12 a.m. Your hourly forecast tonight here in Salt Lake City. If you've got fun Friday night plans, you're going to have those temperatures in the 70s. Perfect patio weather right now. And then by tomorrow morning, you've got clear skies. If we do some stargazing, right, we're still seeing a meteor shower that peaks in mid-August. So we've got the clear sky for most of you this evening. Forecast at a glance for tomorrow: 97 for Salt Lake, for the Cottonwoods around 80, and for St. George, temperatures around 110. Sunrise forecast tomorrow morning, 60s and 70s. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have those temps close to 100 degrees. And for St. George, you're closer to 110 the next few days. Look at this. Close to 112 by Sunday and Monday. Wow. 108 next Thursday, 105 next Friday. Heat's going to stick around for quite a while. 101 on Sunday in Salt Lake City. We're also going to have triple digits through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, potentially close to 100 degrees. And then we'll keep those temperatures in the upper 90s through next Friday.
It's incredible how much community love is out there, especially for a small business like mine.
A local food truck operator gets his stolen generator back, and it's all thanks to a Fox 13 News viewer. How it all went down in a story you'll only see here.
Kia's annual summer sticker sales event is back. Come in and you'll find great deals on reliable cars and SUVs from the mass market brand named #1 in initial quality 6 years in a row, all backed by an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit your local Kia dealer and save. Hurry into Kia's summer sticker sales event to lease a specially tagged 2020 Sportage LX for $169 a month.
At Roderick Eats was inspired by the Popeyes chicken sandwich, and it was beautiful.
Oh, baby, you cast a spell on me. Soft, fluffy bun. Love that chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
Get the sandwich for just $3.99. Take it home or get it delivered.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
I will always be ready.
For every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
I use BBB. I use BBB.
We use BBB because our time is valuable, and we don't have time to do the research.
I use BBB because they've been helping my family find credible businesses for decades.
Better Business Bureau. Join our community of accredited businesses today. BBB.org. Start with trust.
Weather Watch is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. This is Fox 13 News.
Happy Friday, everyone. Glad you're with us tonight. Today is Navajo Code Talkers Day, and Governor Gary Herbert joined in honoring them.
On behalf of the state of Utah, I'd like to acknowledge the service of the Navajo Code Talkers and express our gratitude for their efforts that helped bring World War II to a close and save countless lives.
Now, this is such a cool thing. It was during the early part of the war, every military code that was used in the South Pacific had been broken. Once the Code Talkers were deployed and sent messages using their native language, the code was never solved. The Code Talkers participated in every marine assault from Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima. Get this, of the 400 Code Talkers who served, 6 or fewer are believed to still be alive. Wow, history there. Senator Mitt Romney said the U.S. is at a pivotal moment where it should collaborate with other countries in order to check China's power. The topic came up during a wide-range discussion with the Sutherland Institute about international relations. Now, Romney said it is time for the U.S. to get involved in holding China accountable, but that we should not have to do it alone.
One nation of 330 million is not going to stop China's predation. We need all of the free nations that live by the rules to combine if we're going to be successful in getting them to change course. I'm not expecting us to go to war with them or to be in a Cold War or battle against them. Instead, I want them to be a player in the world. I want our economies to interact and so forth, but I want them to play by the rules.
Romney's remarks come as U.S.-China tensions continue to arise on issues such as national security, trade, and politics.
Coming up after the break.
With a hot weekend ahead and several dry months already under our belt,
We're looking at temperatures that are well above even what we normally see in Utah.
planning ahead for the heat and how to cut back on using water. Changes are coming to the United States Postal Service, and workers are already seeing delays in delivering to you.
Some of them are very much in favor with the current administration, and some of them are adamantly opposed.
Why the change-up is creating such a stir.
And masks on, helmets on. High school football highlights later in sports.
Trouble sleeping? At Mattress Warehouse, Utah's largest locally owned mattress stores, save up to $600 on Sealy, Serta, and Therapeutic adjustable mattress sets. Go to MattressWarehouseUtah.com.
MattressWarehouseUtah.com. We're hurting. Millions infected. Lives lost. Jobs lost. Businesses closed. Now's not the time to take away anyone's health insurance or unemployment. We need to come together, put our differences aside, rebuild our economy and our trust in each other. I'm Ben McAdams. I sponsored this message because we've got to do better, put people before party and principle above politics.
Awesome internet. It's more than just fast. It keeps all your devices running smoothly. With built-in security that protects your kids, no matter what they're up to. Protects your info and gives you 24/7 peace of mind. that if it's connected, it's protected.
Here, want a treat?
Even that pet camera thingy. Can your internet do that? Xfinity XFi can, because it's simple, easy, awesome.
PRA is seeking healthy, slightly overweight men and women ages 18 to 55 to participate in a clinical research study. Volunteers must be available for 2 stays of 8 nights each and 5 outpatient visits. Qualified participants may earn up to $5,500. Find out if you qualify. Call PRA at 801-719-5570. That's 801-719-5570. Or visit PRA online at prastudies.com.
Trouble sleeping? At Mattress Warehouse, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic mattresses with adjustable base, because getting custom fit to the right mattress helps you be your best. Go to MattressWarehouseUtah.com.
MattressWarehouseUtah.com.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Our top story this half hour is the weather and the heat wave that is just beginning throughout the entire state. You're likely asking, how long is the heat going to last and just how hot is it going to get? Let us get you some answers right now. Meteorologist Allison Krogan joins us with our first alert forecast. Al.
Yes, hi everyone. Happy Friday night. Now the second half of the weekend is going to be a lot worse than it was today. Tomorrow is going to kind of be a transitional day. It's still going to be hot, but it's not going to be quite as hot as it will be come Sunday. That's when we're going to have an excessive heat warning kicking into place, and that's going to be through next Thursday at 12 a.m. Over into Nevada, the area of red that you're seeing an excessive heat watch, and even for our mountain valleys across northern Utah, heat advisory through Thursday at 12 a.m. So we're looking at more triple-digit days here in Salt Lake City. We normally have our last triple-digit day end of July. Now, our latest that we've ever had triple-digit day was September 8th back in 1979. And I just want to remind you guys, be really careful this weekend with the pets, especially the elderly, those who are susceptible to heat-related illnesses like kids. But for the pets, keep in mind, if it's 95 degrees outside, it's going to be a lot hotter out on that concrete and out on the asphalt. So it could be up to 140 degrees. So just be really careful this weekend with that. So how long will the heat wave last? I have your full forecast coming up. Kelly?
Well, you can bake cookies on that asphalt. Thanks a lot, Allison. You know, with very little rain this summer and long stretches of extreme temperatures, most of the state is under drought conditions right now. Fox 13's Diego Romo shows us what we can do to conserve.
There are signs of the scorching heat everywhere you look. Dry grass here and burnt spots there. As we deal with the triple-digit temperatures and the drought that is affecting 99% of the state,
We're looking at temperatures that are well above even what we normally see in Utah.
the question is, when will things get better?
Unfortunately, we don't see an end in sight to the hot temperatures we're seeing right now. And it looks like the pattern's not going to change for the next 2 weeks.
For most of Utah, precipitation comes in the form of snow.
We get about 95% or so of our water in the state of Utah from snowmelt.
And according to snowpack expert Jordan Clayton of the Utah Snow Survey, we had a good start to the year.
We were on track for a good water year.
But then, things took a turn for the worse.
Middle of March, towards the end of March, and then things started to tank. We've been below average ever since then.
Parts of southern and southeastern Utah have entered into what experts call D3, or extreme levels of drought.
We've gone from around, I believe, 10% or so what would be considered D3 to around 25%, which is a pretty big uptick.
There are things we can do to help stave off the dry conditions.
Making sure that you're not running your sprinklers too much, running them during the evening, not using water more than what you have to.
If you are spending any time outdoors this weekend or next week, you need to plan ahead for the heat.
People do need to take this heat seriously, even if they're used to it being a desert. You want to check on people that don't have air conditioning or don't have swamp coolers. You want to make sure that they're not overheating.
For residents of the Salt Lake Valley, the county has extended access to their cooling centers located at the Salt Palace Convention Center and Mountain America Expo Center. They are open this Sunday through next Friday. Bottom line, we all need to prepare for the heat wave and conserve as much water as we can throughout this drought. In Salt Lake City, Diego Romo, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Salt Lake City police have now identified the man shot and killed in the Ballpark neighborhood earlier this week as 49-year-old Luis Melendez. Police believe the suspect or suspects in this homicide knew Melendez, so they don't believe there's any immediate threat to the public. Please call Salt Lake Police if you do have any tips. An update now to an exclusive story we told you about on Tuesday of this week. Fox 13 viewers helped the owner of a popular food truck get his stolen generator back. It was last Saturday. Thieves took the generator from the Bombdilla food truck in North Salt Lake City. As Fox 13's story aired, the man who runs High and Mike's pawn shop in Salt Lake City immediately recognized the getaway vehicle, the suspect, as well as the generator. The manager called police and gave them all the information to identify the generator and the suspects.
It's incredible, like the community really stepped up and actually helped us out, or even in general, just starting with you guys, helping us get the story out.
We know what it's like to be a small business. People think pawn shops are crooked, but we're just happy to help the community any way we can.
Yeah, big help there. Happy ending as well. Police were able to identify the suspects as Brandon Karpakis and Eddie Salazar. Karpakis was arrested yesterday. Police are still searching for Salazar. There may be some delays in getting your mail in the coming weeks. Changes have been made by the newly appointed Postmaster General. Fox 13's Aaron Cox spoke with local Postal Service representatives about what this means for the future of your mail.
The U.S. Postal Service has been delivering mail for more than 200 years, so you can expect people to be uncomfortable when newly appointed Postmaster General Louis DeJoy makes changes to the system.
We're trying to keep everybody calm.
But workers are already seeing delays in delivering the mail.
We used to go by the premise of every piece of mail every day. And now, since Mr. DeJoy has taken office and issued his new directive, we are finding mail that is left behind.
The pandemic caused a huge decrease in letters or first-class mail, but an influx in parcels and packages mailed out.
It makes a tremendous impact on us here in Salt Lake.
According to Nick Vafadis, the national business agent over postal services in Utah's region, there are approximately 174 post offices in Utah and about 1,800 city letter carriers. 4 post offices in the state have tested out the new system: sort mail for less time and no overtime if you don't finish your route by the end of the workday.
I mean, you have seniors relying on the medication they get. You have veterans relying on, on their medications from the VA. And it just goes against everything the carriers believe in, to leave that sitting in the post office or take it out to the street and have to bring it back.
About 25% of Postal Service workers are veterans, including Vafadis.
It's just a pride in doing a good job and needed service.
The changes they hope will not impact the election in November or impact their ability to serve their community.
Some of them are very much in favor with the current administration, and some of them are adamantly opposed.
In Salt Lake City, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still ahead, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is changing its current selection of magazines. We'll explain why.
Not only are they listening to the music and watching what's going on here, but behind them in the background are sounds of the city.
And they're looking to keep people entertained as well as safe. We're going to take you behind the scenes at the Good Company Theater in Ogden.
Buy a select 2020 Volkswagen today, and you won't pay any interest for the next 6 years. Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select 2019 and 2020 models.
We all have needs, hopes, and dreams. Things to do, places to go, and a life to live. And whatever goals you have, America First is here to help you achieve them. We're here to provide the financial tools and services you need to take care of your family, your home, or your business. We're here to help you keep moving forward. Whatever you need for what matters most, we're here to help. America First, federally insured by NCUA.
My name Chris B, and I love Del Taco. Listen up, son, cause I'm about to rock yo world with my rhymes. It's about time to get some Del, so won't you bring 10 dimes? Crispy chicken, put it in a taco. Sell it for $1, then I'll make it hot. Yo, crispy chicken, put it in a taco. Sell it for $1, then I'll make it hot. Yo.
Del Taco's new crispy chicken taco is only $1. Only at Del Taco.
What do you think this is?
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Is it
fat?
Are you struggling with stubborn, diet-resistant body fat?
I would love to lose this here. And my hips. Right here. I've always had a tummy problem.
What if you could actually remove the fat permanently? And in just one visit, introducing You by trusted Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I'm calling Sono Bello right away.
Schedule your free no-obligation consultation now. Plus, find out how you can get $250 off instantly. That's $250 off your stomach, back, even your thighs. Call 1-888-642-0261 or go to sonobello.com.
Buy a select 2020 Volkswagen today, and you won't pay any interest for the next 6 years. Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 72 months on select 2019 and 2020 models.
You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Hi, everyone. The Hub of Opportunity is now open, and there will be a virtual grand opening next Wednesday. It's the creation of the Columbus Community Center and Housing Connect. It provides apartments for people with disabilities who also receive training in independent living and job skills there at the center. It's a great organization. The Hub is located right next to the Meadowbrook Track Station.
Most people with disabilities do not drive, and so we wanted to provide a means of mass transit so that they could get out, get downtown, get to their jobs, and really be a part of the community.
The Columbus Community Center is expanding its services for people on the autism spectrum, and 10 are currently living inside those brand new apartments. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced today that it will be replacing its 4 current magazines. Beginning in January, the church will replace the publications with 3 global magazines. They'll be called The Friend, that's for children, For the Strength of Youth, for youth, and then the Liahona for adults.
The magazines provide an aid and a practical tool to help us learn the gospel of Jesus Christ and then apply its principles in everyday life.
This adjustment to the magazines comes as the church tries to become a more global organization and continues to connect with families outside of English-speaking countries.
We drew the blinds up and we're like, this could work. This could actually work.
And make it work, did they ever? Tonight was opening night for the Good Company Theater in Ogden. See what they're doing to make sure the show goes on.
And later in sports, the Preps proving you can play in a pandemic. High school football highlights to come, including some heavyweight matchups in Salt Lake and Utah counties tonight. Back in a bit.
This week on Fox Saturday Baseball, Aaron Judge leads the Yankees against the Red Sox.
Coverage begins Saturday at 5 on Fox 13.
We're like an official duo. Like Starsky and Hutch.
Stick together and we're gonna get it done.
Tonight we are going out big. Yes, you're very hip. That's the theme song to the Antiques Roadshow.
On the next Modern Family, tonight at 10:05 on Fox 13.
Kia's annual summer sticker sales event is back. And right now, we're offering 0% APR and up to $2,000 additional cash on specially tagged 2020 vehicles. Visit your local Kia dealer, look for a sticker, and save.
It's a camp-demic at Paris RV. Check out the 2021 Salem 241 BHXL bunkhouse travel trailer for only $24,995 or $265 a month, 0 down. Or the 2021 Stryker 2613 Toy Haul for only $39,995 or $399 a month, 0 down. Or the 2021 Conquest 6237 Class C motorhome for only $58,995 or $499 a month, 0 down. Come to Paris RV for Utah's lowest prices and over 300 RVs in stock.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call. Summer may be coming to a close, but there's still time to make memories in a cabin loaded with connected tech and in-drive entertainment. Enjoy non-stop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the last of the 2020 models at the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Save $3,000 on Nissan Rogue, or save $2,000 on the 2020 Nissan Kicks.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped.
What are we talking about?
That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Getting a loan at DLC will be one of the quickest stops you make all day. We can have you in and out the door in about 30 minutes. To really speed things up, bring your ID, pay stub, and a recent proof of address.
Kia's annual summer sticker sales event is back. Come get great deals on specially marked vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Get up to $6,000 total cash on the purchase of a specially tagged 2020 Sorento at Kia's summer sticker sales event.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
A nice event here. The Khadijah Islamic Center in West Valley City hosted a drive-through food giveaway tonight. The center handed out 100 food boxes. Each box contained flour, oats, rice, lentils, beans, dried onions, fried tomatoes, and seasoning. There was a limit of 1 box per car, and COVID-19 guidelines were in place. They also handed out masks tonight. The center says they are still accepting donations and no amount is too small. Also tonight happens to be opening night at the Good Company Theater in Ogden, but it's unlike any in the theater's history. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph shows us what the theater is doing to make sure the show goes on.
Live performance has been difficult since the beginning of the pandemic.
We decided it was best to shut down along with the rest of the state and the country.
Many performers have felt out of place and many theaters have been struggling.
The ultimate dream is to be back in the theater.
Coming into work every day, sitting in the theater alone and realizing performances wouldn't be the same.
So once that realization set in, the Good Company Theater got to work and decided to try something they never have before.
Play like a detective of what could we do with the spaces that we have.
These floor-to-ceiling windows in the rehearsal space are the key.
And we're like, this could work. This could actually work.
Founder and co-director Alicia Washington developed this stage where people sit outside and watch the performance behind glass.
The outpouring of love and support has been phenomenal.
And that love for the audience is something Joe Blake is taking into his opening night performance.
And what's so beautiful about this is that our audience is on the outside of these windows, having to look on the inside in what we're trying to portray, which you don't typically see dance in that manner. Not only are they listening to the music and watching what's going on here, but behind them in the background are sounds of the city.
So with the world still rushing by right outside these windows, watching the beauty behind the glass will hopefully inspire all those who attend.
And that we can reach a larger span, a larger audience.
To remind us of something of days of yore, you could say, if you want to sound dramatic about it, right? And how to do what we do best safely for everyone.
In Ogden, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Fantastic idea. I love the music too. It just draws you in, doesn't it? Tonight's performance, by the way, was sold out. And if you want to get tickets, they are going fast. We do have all the information on our website, fox13now.com. Fun Friday night thing to do. Allison, go check out a show. There's a show in the sky, too, you've been talking about all this week.
Yes, the meteor shower. It actually peaked a few nights ago, but it peaks the entire portion of mid-August, so you should still be able to get some fun meteors with that shower. As we look at a live view from our Oquirrh Mountain camera, it looks nice here in Salt Lake City. It's finally feeling nice, right? At 85 degrees under mostly clear sky. We do have light wind out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Temps right now up at Alta in the 50s, so a cool evening up in the mountains. 70s for Draper, up in Morgan in the 60s right now, low 80s currently in Ogden. Happy Friday night, everyone. 99 degrees currently in St. George. It's going to be a hot weekend, especially the second half of the weekend. So if you're making any plans with your family, I would recommend, if anything is outside, doing that in the first part of the day. Even up in the mountains, it's going to get hot during the afternoon hours and usually more crowded. Satellite and radar are showing you mostly clear sky here across the state. A few clouds down towards Richfield, and then a few light showers in the Ely area, but nothing too notable. Bit gusty over in Duchesne, so this wind is coming out of the northwest. We're looking at some wind gusts about 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's where we also have a heat advisory as we finish up the weekend and start next week. It's going to be dangerously hot. So here's what you need to know. An excessive heat warning does even include the Wasatch Front Sunday through Thursday, basically through Wednesday at midnight, but Thursday at 12 a.m. An excessive heat watch over into Nevada, and that includes Lake Powell, Grand Staircase, Escalante area, up through central Utah. All the areas of purple is that excessive heat warning. Your hourly forecast for tomorrow for the Wasatch Front, we're going to have those temperatures in the 60s as you wake up. So it'll be a comfortable start tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow at lunchtime, we're back into the 90s. And then we'll have daytime highs in the mid to upper 90s. But tomorrow morning, as you're waking up, your sunrise forecast here across our beautiful state, we've got those temps mostly in the 50s and 60s. A little bit cooler up in Park City at 48. And for an afternoon forecast, temperatures tomorrow about 95 to 100 degrees here across the state. Now for St. George, it's a whole different ball game down there. It's going to be close to 110 for several days in a row. So let's talk about this heat. We're going to see these temperatures really becoming very hot Sunday. So this darker red that you're seeing, this is our upper level flow, showing you just that warm air that's moving in. And we're going to keep that around, kind of that bullseye, even on northern Utah through next Tuesday. But we're going to keep that heat around through the end of next week and probably into next weekend. Might see a little bit of relief by next Sunday, but I'm talking just barely a few degrees. For southern Utah, 112 on Sunday, 111 on Monday, 110 on Tuesday. That's why it's going to be dangerously hot. Overnight temps in the 70s and 80s. Please be really careful, especially with pets, kids, and the elderly. And for Salt Lake, 103 on Monday, 102 on Tuesday, and close to 100 degrees through the rest of our 7-day forecast. Morgan?
Yeah, Harriman Davis last night was proof that it can be done. Football in a pandemic world, but tonight you had 50 more games across the state, keeping the spotlight right here in Utah, and there was some great matchups week one for sure. Start with the defending 6A champs. You figure Corner Canyon has to be the favorite to do it again. Meanwhile, Farmington entering year number 3. Keanoa Jones coming straight for new Charger quarterback Jackson Dart. Sacked inside the 5, but Corner would still proceed to go 95 yards and score on the drive. Dart fires one to Noah Kerr. Next drive, 6 more for the homeboys. Austin Bell gonna bang home a touchdown. 14-0 now. 4 more pylon crossings coming in the second. Micah Wilson definitely wishes he has another shot at that. I think his eyes were focused on the end zone. Got to catch the ball first, so no pick 6. It didn't matter though, because Dart bends across the gridiron for a 36-yard score. 49 unanswered tonight before the Phoenix finally scored themselves. Blue Sails 49-21. Swing over to Utah County for a clash of titans. Lone Peak at Timpview, middle of the first. The Knights defense causing harm. In fact, they would be the story all game long. Max Oborn and John Henry Daly with the sack. Then it's Spencer Fotu, big hitters, a little airborne right there. Scoreless game in the second quarter. Timpview punting, but Raiders, Damouni here keeps it and tries to move the chains. He's tackled short though, setting up LP at Timps 35. Jonah Haimuli the snap and hangs on to it for the quarterback keeper, dodging Thunderbird defenders, falling just short of the line. Lone Peak is first on the board. Siali Tai diving end zone. In fact, they would pitch a shutout tonight on the road, 24-0. And Skyridge taking their act up to Alta. The Falcons out to a 26-0 start by early in the second quarter. But McKay Hillstead makes a mistake here. Brock Fabrizio, the only one over the middle, he picks it. The Hawks then find the pylon. Ethan Jackson, quick hits. DeAndre Randolph there juggles the touchdown catch to get Alta on the board. The sophomore fires up the cannon before the half. As James Palmer deep. Hillstead with 4 touchdowns Friday. The Skyridge defense coming through here as they ride that monster first quarter to a comfortable 33-13 victory over Alta. And some basketball news. The Bulls today firing former Ute head coach Jim Boylan. Chicago was one of 8 NBA teams to miss out on the restart in Orlando. Boylan's .317 win percentage was the second lowest for a head coach in franchise history.
Nice, Morgan. You ran through those football plays like it was just happened yesterday. It's been a while.
It's nice to see them.
It sure is. We'll be right back.
Presents a spicy Western. Western with kick. The new spicy Western bacon cheeseburger at Carl's Jr. Get 2 for just $6. Feed your happy.
We're hurting. Millions infected. Lives lost. Jobs lost. Businesses closed. Now's not the time to take away anyone's health insurance or unemployment. We need to come together, put our differences aside, rebuild our economy and our trust in each other. I'm Ben McAdams. I sponsored this message because we've got to do better. Put people before party and principle above politics.
At Smith's, we give you more ways to save on the fresh you love, like the Smith's app. It combines personalized coupons, fuel points, and weekly sales for the best deals. From meat to fruits and veggies to milk to whatever is in that. We've always given you more ways to save, and now those savings are even better than ever. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Gene, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's great.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf?
I'll finish, Gene. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I give.
The stitch work is impeccable.
That's just a double fleck pattern with a reverse garter stitch. No big deal.
Is your hair this soft?
Softer.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
Take part in a clinical research study at PRA Health Sciences and earn up to $5,500 for your time and travel. Find out if you qualify. Call PRA at 801-719-5570 or visit PRA online at prastudies.com.
Happy presents a spicy Western. Western gone spicy. The new spicy Western bacon cheeseburger at Carl's Jr. Get 2 for just $6. Feed your happy.
It's in our nature to explore the possibilities and embrace the unknown. We travel the same road, knowing the unexpected may occur. When you need us, we'll be there. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, Utah's motorcycle lawyers.
We all want to feel good and find answers for what ails us. Each Wednesday, health experts and physicians from Intermountain Healthcare will share answers, tips, and advice to help you feel your best. Wellness Wednesdays, each week on Fox 13 News, live at 4.
Brought to you by AMCO, AAMCO. This is Fox 13 News.
And this is crazy. Morgan, you're a sports fan. Listen to this. How much would you pay for a pair of tennis shoes? Ones like this.
Oh, $75.
These ones, $75? Well, this pair of Nikes worn by Michael Jordan, did that just up the price a little bit? They just sold for a record-breaking $615,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. You got outbid, Morgan. Jordan wore the shoes in 1985 during an exhibition game played in Italy. The signed Nike Air Jordan 1 high shoes are now the most expensive sneakers ever sold at auction. Now here's what's interesting about these shoes. The left one contains a shard of glass which lodged there after Jordan dunked so hard it shattered the backboard. That guy's unbelievable. Have a great weekend, everyone. And Allison, you'll be back come Monday?
Yes,
Good
I'll be
first
back next week.
Take care.